Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. And it's been home cooking for the Hornets in the midst of a homestand here in Charlotte. They're getting
Kevin a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Now here's Curry. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Clippers.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism, was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet. But I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
Now here's Zeller. And Lamb kicks to Jefferson. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Golden State's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Curry. He kicks to Bogut. Tipped away. And so the ball out of bounds. Bogut touched it last.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out.
And it's Jeremy Lin in for Lamb. Golden State also making some changes. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, a bit ago, Steve Clifford and I were able to chat. A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We got to have all-out energy fighting.
Now here's Walker. The jumper from the free throw line is good. Walker's got 5.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing
humble like Lynn.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Looking at what we've seen from the Hornets, what do you think?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going.
Last year. I mean, that's something they definitely want to build on this season. It'll be hard to improve, but they believe in themselves. They've got a lot of confidence after last season as far as shooting the ball goes.
Jefferson's checked in for the Hornets. Barnes, he's checked in for the Warriors.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot, play for play. It has been impressive.
Kaminsky misses. And for Festus Ezeli, came in as an extremely raw prospect a couple years back. Late first-round draft pick. His minutes were down, actually, last season. But his
if you look at what the odds makers said, all you did and I did and other guys did was get between the lines and focus on playing the game. And that's what they did. They just went out there and got it done. And, you know, going back to Ezeli, impressive physically. 7 foot, 7'6" wingspan, 5% body fat. If his skill set ever catches up with his natural gifts, watch out. Watch out. You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
And Lamb kicks to Zeller. Jefferson inside. Bogut on him. The baseline J. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Jefferson's got 4 this quarter.
And a footnote to Ezeli. One of his college administrators raved about his intelligence. He cited Ezeli's broad perspective on world trade, globalization, and I tell you what, if Ezeli keeps improving, he'll soon be a serious benefactor of the economics of American sports. And a few more points tacked on to their lead and in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
I mean, it takes a lot of pressure off of them when they go on offense.
And I think you've got to give all the guys credit. I mean, plenty of credit to go around. You can't just highlight or pick out one or two guys that stood out because everybody did defensively.
And
Go
now
2 for 1.
just got to time it up right.
Here's Azili. Bogut with the screen on Zeller. Passes it to Curry. Launches a 3. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Curry against Land. Takes a 3. And so that brings the first half to a close. The Warriors on top as they wrap up the second quarter.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, what's been the key to what?
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Multiple times we saw the bench cheering him on in the first 2 quarters of this one. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, the shots were dropping wrong. I mean, they were just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. They just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
Looking at Charlotte, Kenny, your thoughts?
They need to look into areas where they can gain an advantage. Rebounding is largely a hustle stat. Right now, they're getting out-rebounded. They need to commit.
Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytics in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
Here's Walker. He's got 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
There's the dish to Zeller. Jefferson down low. Covered by Bogut. Shots good by Jefferson.
And for the Hornets, they're league worst in terms of field goal efficiency. And for the Hornets, their league worst effective field goal percentage means they didn't take a lot of threes, and they still missed a ton of shots. And guys, that's a recipe for disaster.
Outside Curry. Screen by Bogut. Curry passes to Bogut. And the wide open shot from Green. Again, Golden State.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Charlotte calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Al Jefferson.
Well, I tell you, you take a look at the Hornets roster from last year, and a lot of players shot under 40% from the floor.
Sanders on a dunk and went down hard.
Here's Thompson, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Hornets trail by 8. Walker with it. 5 points in the game. Kicks it to Hansbrough. Down low. And the basket by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got his first 2 points of the night. We saw that wrist bother Batum all season long. His shooting numbers down drastically. Clark, a major blow for him.
And you know what? The league might have to look at that. I mean, Sanders got a 1-game suspension, but is that really enough to discourage that kind of reckless foul? It's a thin line, but I think it's worth a further look.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
And Walker kicks to Hansbrough. Dishes it to Batum. Right through the D for the layup. Batum's got his first bucket in this one.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
It's Iguodala with the drive, and he jams it with authority.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Hornets trail by 9. On the wing, Batum. Outside, Walker. Back to Batum. And the three off target.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
The Warriors have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Fires for 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Warriors ahead. They're up by 11. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Every diamond's a flake.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Warriors leading by 11. MKG and Zeller at the forward duo. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lin. And it's Jefferson in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Charlotte. Curry can't get it to go.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Nobody near Barnes. And a great assist by Curry.
There's an air about it.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Steve Clifford was going over with his team. He hasn't been happy with their shot selection. He told them, we're forcing things out there, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, work for the open shot in the flow of our offense.
Thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
And here's Walker. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Andrew Bogut. What I like, though, about Stephen Curry also is his demeanor, Clark. He cheers on his teammates, keeps his head up through adversity. He does it all.
Yeah, he's pretty much unflappable. He's level-headed, and he puts his teammates first. That's what makes him a championship-caliber superstar.
And, guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be, and a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Curry kicks to Thompson. There's the bucket. Good. Thompson's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now. 3 out of the last 4 seasons now under 40% for Kemba. In order to be an elite point guard, that number's got to go up.
Curry can't get it to go. Hornets trail by 11. And here's the fast break. Walker leading the way. And yet that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. First free throw is good.
Take a look at what Kemba Walker's done. He has 8 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
And those free throws add up, guys. That is extra offense.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Getting to the stripe is something they've been doing a lot of in the second half, guys. See how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
A that bucket in no time at all. And 11 points for Klay Thompson.
And really, it looks
Barnes with it. Jefferson picks him up. Pass to Bogut. To the paint. Here's Thompson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
You remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers, and thereby
Greg talking about Walker. You have to love the way he competes, his willingness, Clark, to put the team on his shoulders and carry him.
Love that competitive spirit of his. They're actually
down the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Hansbrough comes in for Cody Zeller. P.J. Harrison's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Walker.
We've watched Iguodala play great basketball. 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Catching up on this, Jeremy Lin in for Jeremy Lamb. Kid Gilchrist against Barbosa. The feed to Livingston. Here's Spates, and he slams it one-handed.
And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now we'll go.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Stephen Curry. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game. What are your thoughts, Kenny, on his game tonight?
This was a complete performance we witnessed here tonight, Ernie. Hey, Shaq, check this out. On offense and defense, don't you think he led his team better than anyone we've seen in a long time?
Yeah.
He's got to be worn down because all that effort on every possession, it'll tire you out.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't make it and my folks locked down. I never went nowhere.